All right, members of the culture. I'm Ra. You are here. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right out there. I'm doing okay. Thank you all for all your prayers, healing energy, all that stuff. It's comforting to me in this time. I appreciate it. Keep it flowing. Positive energy. The whole world needs it, not just me, but I'll take it. Thank you so much. Now, I want to go ahead and introduce something new, a new segment. You guys know that this week you will get an episode. The week's not up, so you will get an episode of the Five Count. That is a wrestling specific podcast where at some point you will see guests in the future. You know, I think that the world needs to hear what Brother Seaberry has to say. He's a big wrestling fan, much like myself. So we will be doing the Five Count. I think that's going to be a big thing. It's going to go down. Wonderful podcast. Don't know how often it'll be, along with Cash the Fades. It'll be two of them, but I will be making an attempt to do the five. I mean, not an attempt. I will have the five count, but I'll let you know how it's going to go in terms of weekly or every 2 weeks or what day and all that stuff. I still got to iron out that specific thing, but it is a thing, and it will start this week. This segment I'm doing right now, I'm about to start. I'm letting you know we're going to have a segment called Take Five. And what is Take Five? Take five like a break? Well, yeah, but basically what I'm going to do is I got a timer. I'm going to take 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, I'm going to talk about something. And the reason I'm doing it like that, I know it sounds funny, but the reason I'm doing it like that is, man, when it comes to toys and the culture and all that kind of stuff, man, those can be long conversations. And sometimes, man, you just want to hear something real quick, get in and get out. I get it. We're in microwave society. Now I'm not saying all my videos are changing. That's not happening. Still gonna have regular long form videos, still have podcasts, still have reviews. All that stuff will still be there. But Take Five is just gonna be what it is. It's gonna be 5 minutes on the timer, man. I'm there and I'm gonna be in and I'm out. But I want to let you know that's what it is. So if you're ready for it, we're going to have our very first, right now, live Take Five. As you can see, I got my timer right here. I'm going to put 5 minutes on this clock. And when I put the 5 minutes on the clock, I'm going to talk about that topic. You're free to leave your comments and all that. You know, I read them. I love them. I need that engagement. Please make sure at the end of the video, you put the comments in. Let me know what you think about Take Five. Let me know what you think about the topic I talked about today. And then let me know what you want to hear me talk about in the future. If you've got suggestions for a Take Five or video in general, let me know. I'm always open to that. This is a culture. I always say that without you guys, there is nothing. So engagement and participation is key. You know, this is not a one-man thing. This is a team, right? You guys are part of it, and I thank each and every one of you for that. So I fidget with this mic. All right, so we're about to get 5 minutes on this clock, and 5 minutes have started on the clock, and let's go. So in the first episode of Take Five, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about something that I've been mentioning a while back. You guys know I was real on the fence when it came to a particular um, line, whether I said I would get involved in it because it was very near and dear to my heart growing up with it, and that's Transformers. Yes, it is. I grew up in the Transformers era at a time when they were die-cast. I know you'll have to Google it. Some of y'all have to, some of my subscribers may not know. Yes, or you there listening to the video, you may not remember a time where Transformers weren't in the plastic that you see now. They've come a long way. But back when I was around, my man Clever's Multiverse knows what I'm talking about. They were, shout out to him, they were die-cast. They were die-cast metal. So they were real cars you rolled around, and then you transformed them into robots. They were real jets. They had metal, right? And it's hard for somebody like me to get over that and say, man, I got to go to this plastic. That's so whack. But now, after watching a bunch of videos, seeing other people, Clever's Multiverse being one, he did a brilliant video on Transformers, breaking it down with the cost and all that. Please go support him in any way. But check out his channel. He does a good one on that. All right. But back to what I'm saying. It took me a minute because I had to get past the diecast thing. They'll never go back to that. Not likely. You know, you never know. 3D printing, who knows? Probably not going back to it. Certain changes had to be made, right? So when I got around, I'm like, is this your king? Is this your Galvatron? Yeah, it looks like Galvatron. It's not metal. It's not what I grew up with. But it's Galvatron. I can tell who it is. This is the dude that murdered Starscream, and rightfully so, right? I had to give it a chance. He was the very first one. I got him at a show about 3 years ago, and he was the only one I had for the longest time. I never tried another one. I was very apprehensive about Transformers going through. What really did it was the opportunity to get two things I wanted. I necessarily wanted maybe all the Dinobots, but I wanted Grimlock, you know, and I got him. That's the G2. Those colors just pop, man. I fell in love with that thing. And then, of course, I could get, I got a chance to get a hold of one of my favorites right here. You know who I'm talking about. I would have waited an eternity for this. So Megatron, that is the Megatron I grew up with. Maybe not so much this tank, but this is Megatron. That's Megatron, right? So they did an outstanding job. So I can get my likenesses. I can get my memories and nostalgia. I can get that feel. So I said, if I can do that, man, I gave him a chance. But then, oh my God, when I got a chance to acquire him, Studio Series 86 Devastator, blew me away because I never got Devastator when I was a kid. Was never able to get him, and the fact that I could get him now meant everything in the world to me. It was a very special moment in my life to have Devastator in my hands because I couldn't get him as a kid. But the fact that I could get him now, I love this thing, man. Studio Series 86 Devastator. It is just amazing in every way, shape, form, or fashion. And to have them sitting on my shelf, y'all just don't know. That means a lot to me. It may not mean a lot to y'all, I get it. But it means a lot to me, right? So I've come around on Transformers now. And I can actually say I'm a Transformers collector. I'm not a heavy Transformers collector. Like a lot of lines you guys see, I collect a bunch of stuff. So I'm not a heavy Transformers collector, but I collect certain ones. I'm still waiting on an Optimus Prime. Once I get a hold, I need a Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime to match my Megatron because that's the Prime I grew up with. So when I get that, who knows where I'll go from there. But to answer the question, I said a long time ago, I said the jury was out on a video that's earlier this year. I can officially say, yeah, I've given them a chance and I've come around on them. Transformers, I'm in there, man. So are you a Transformers fan? Do you like them? Because I like them now. And I've come around. If I got any OG collectors, what do you think about them? I definitely want to know what y'all think. If you were like me, where you had a hard time making the transition over from G1 die-cast metal into the more plastic that you see now, they've made some good likenesses and they're doing a good job. So, hey, Transformers right now, it is what it is. Again, man, this is how they are. I had to take time to give them a chance. I've come around on them. I like them. I'm with Transformers. Still got a lot to learn. All these classes are new to me. Leader, Titan, all that stuff. I got to holler clever about that so I can get the understanding. But I'm officially on the fence, off the fence when it comes to Transformers. I'm off the fence. I'm a Transformers fan again. When it turns in terms of collecting, I was always a fan of the property, but I'm now all way in on Transformers. So this has been my very first take five. I'm sure the time is going to go off in just a minute, but I'm gonna do another take five soon. But if you got any suggestions of what you think I need to talk about in the next take five, you let me know. This is my first one, and it was on Transformers. And I'd like to say I think I did a pretty good job with it. 5 minutes, it might seem like that's a lot. It goes by fast, man. When you start talking about stuff, especially if you're passionate about it. I can talk about Transformers all day long, particularly combiners. I was a big fan of that. But folks, that was my 5 minutes. I don't know why the timer didn't go off. It should have. Maybe okay. Maybe it's half. Okay, stop. I'll have to check it out. It's live TV, man. What do you want? What do you want? So, but regardless, that was my 5 minutes, and that was my first take five, and that was on Transformers. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you want to hear me talk about, and then until I get a chance to meet with you guys again, please remember, please continue to stay collecting. Please continue to stay tuned, and above all, please continue to stay great. I will see you all. God bless.